So might I be able to complete something in about 6 to 12 hours that has more meat than bare bones? Sure, maybe, but as we get some random item stats, I'm going to get into what I'm going to call the, I guess, Aaron Amnesiac test, even though it's really just a chaotic RNG test, but anyway, so we're going to keep Nurse Miku here in case anything weird happens, but really, yeah, we're just going to get into it. So, for timestamp's sake, as I cut myself off and we get into Aaron Amnesiac random item stats custom character, yeah, we're going to see what happens here. And I pulled these characters, again, as always, I pull the characters directly. If I make a change, I'll tell you what any changes are, but otherwise, yeah, that's out of the bin. So, light, strength, Tachi-san, knowledge, and a bunch of damage. Second knowledge, second mystery, and then second encounter specifically if we have the 6th floor, but really we're taking about 6 stamina damage guaranteed. If I really want to, I could force certain stats to 8 that are not perception, but it's a lot of work. So, this time we're not gonna, I'm just gonna see what happens. I want to play the character at least without any order ticket nonsense, but actually it would help immensely. The order ticket is usually going to give you some kind of healing, if nothing else a good safety net, but shrug. And we have 2 custom mysteries today, so we're going to look for Battlefield quickly. But otherwise, we'll take the one, the rightmost custom mystery that is not Battlefield. So this time it's going to be Auteur instead of Feet. And so instead it's going to be Auteur, Footage, Akamanto, Battlefields, and Mermaids. All things considered, Battlefields is going to be a better mystery until I make it just harder, really. So, because of that, probably going to take Akamanto Auteur first, but the soft rule here is that we're going to do Akamanto. I was going to say no, take Auteur first, but we're going to do Battlefields 3 as our kind of little soft rule. We'll check the History Club really quickly. Yes. So, that might not look good, but I'm going to be a bit more consistent today, or try to be, because I know I'm not always consistent, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Not really much else more to say. Now, that being said, on the Perm, we're still going to be playing on the Perm plugin because I'm going to be using Perm plugin specific mechanics. Otherwise, I'd be playing with kind of vanilla custom content, if that makes any sense. Also, does this normally do 3 damage? Well, I don't think we can actually use the butterfly knife like this. Do I want to try? No, I don't want to try. We do start with the switchblade, but yeah, I was going to say, if it does 2 damage or below, it's not going to fly. So, we have 4 dexterity. We can do prep strong, prep attack as the opener for the butterfly knife, which grants us 8 damage. Is that going to be enough? I don't think so. So we're going to reroll here. Now, if we don't find anything else, I guess we'll just go. And then, yeah. Because I was going to say, the pocket pistol has base 2 damage. It can be 1. Now, the whole point is that you want to shoot with the pistol, but we don't have any other source of bullets. So, no. So, yeah, this is looking like it's going to be an army knife run. Just checking around, though. Yeah, it really is the army. Like, the last 4 weapons we checked were pretty nerfed, and if one of them was to actually base damage, then sure, but the army knife will still win out by a landslide. Even if it did 4 damage, it would probably win out over more than half of those weapons, but I digress. Let's move on. Now, keeping in mind we are on Amnesiac, so we don't get to level up for a long time. It's not that long. Well, actually, it's a little bit long. It's long. But I'm thinking of this in relation to if you're fighting a boss mystery on your third mystery, maybe you can level up before then. You do have to really be looking for experience. Also, Aaron doesn't help either, because on top of any level ups you get, you could just be getting slapped in the face. Now, you could get a lot of help instead. So again, it goes both ways, but as I lose my funds, we lose some luck, and we lose more stuff. Boy, oh boy, is this painful. We're going to equip the rock ring now, so we get something out of this. I think our strength also decreased, because why is our strength 3 now? Old coin. Dodge is slower. Luck decreased. Lose 1 fund. Well, we'll do our best to survive. I promise you, this run is looking like it's going really far downhill at the moment, but oh, we missed an 80% too. That makes me really sad. Now, we're only taking 1 stamina damage, but this won't fly for a while longer. Also, did I grab the handcuffs? Yeah, I did. So, we do get a brick for that, but We need a lot more. And before we visit Akamanto here, we do need to do it. We do need to grab the handcuffs. Now our perception decreases. That's not great either. But it doesn't matter yet. It will matter soon. But hopefully we two-shot this encounter. Which is banking on an 85-85. But yeah. We will get Akamanto's mask as well, so the Doom isn't so bad either. But as we run into 3 encounters back to back to back, boy oh boy, are we in a lot of pain. Now, thankfully, the occult girl, whatever she's called, well, I even forgot her name already, but she's our second encounter, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Still have to worry about Akamanto, but we'll get through this first. We're on counter lockout in 2 locations. So, I don't know which one I should do. We rolled the 1, so it doesn't matter, but we do want to throw a lot of stuff, so we will drink this bottle of water, but we need to take out the handcuffs as well. We'll might as well heal the reason, and we'll use the occult diary, grab the brick, grab the handcuffs, and be on our merry little way, because we would really prefer to one-shot this encounter. Do I want to take a risk? I think this saves us a brick use. It does. So we're gonna gamble. Yeah, we're gonna gamble. So without further ado, because if I miss this, I don't need to use the handcuffs anymore. But thankfully we hit that, so we don't lose any HP at all. So what I wanted to talk about as we are nearing Battlefield, we're just gonna remove the rock ring now, because we're not gonna plant a brace, is that I do appreciate the art in World of Horror. There's a reason, and I mentioned this before kind of indirectly, but there's a reason why World of Horror exists as it does, and does better than a lot of games that are kind of in the same sphere, in my opinion. There are obviously good games that, well, actually, I'm trying to think. I have 2 examples in mind, but I don't know if most people would consider them on the same vein as World of Horror, in that you're point clicking, you have stats to maintain, and then you move forward. Now, we could think of story-based, it's Disco Elysium. But it's kind of too far out in terms of World of Horror is more a roguelike RPG that is definitely taken in bites, although that's not really an exact genre. It's kind of important compared to, again, in the case that I use, Disco Elysium, which is a long story-based RPG with a more linear progression. And it's a very long game. So, again, I have another 2 examples. I was thinking of 2 other examples in mind. By the way, perception, right? Doesn't matter, but would have liked to pass that. But yeah, I was thinking of 2 other examples that were not Disco, but again, I think it's even worse. I think Disco is actually closer to World of Horror than the 2 examples I was thinking of. 42. Yeah, I just want to take the out there. All of our stats are low. We cannot take any more. Now, we could just 0 stat on strength, but I don't have much of a choice. So, could have actually not equipped the Crestfallen Mask, but I figured wasn't going to matter as much anyway. But all things considered, as we're just taking damage in the face back to back to back here, really not much I can do about this. So, I think we take the middle option, because no matter what, never mind. I forgot if that depends on... I'm trying to think if what I'm thinking is possible. I really need to take a look at all these mysteries, by the way. But we're probably just going to take this in the face, and we're just going to desperate prep struggle our way out. Thankfully, we're only taking -1 all, but yeah. So yeah, back on the topic of, again, and from what I've seen, the developer's art style is changing. In my opinion, for the better. I think there was really one example I can think of in which everyone was kind of tilting their head. And I mean, if you don't know, then that example would be, I think if I recall correctly, it was Mizuki. I don't recall if that's completely correct, though. By the way, normally this would be a great weapon. If this did 4 damage, I would use it straight up, but we have a bit of a problem here. So, off we go. Can I sell this, by the way? No, it doesn't sell for anything. Never mind. I would like funds. We take Battlefield now, though. Battlefields, sorry. It's plural, but I'm trying to think. I do need to sell something, though. Yeah, I need to sell something. I can't take out of funds as I am at the moment, so What I would like to take, though, yeah, we're probably just going to end up throwing these weapons that I'm not using, so... yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have the... yeah, I forgot I left that. I should really be taking that event out, but it's fine for the moment. This time, this will be a special exception. Now, that being said, so this is a forced event, which is why I know I'm going to be able to test this correctly. Now, whether or not it is working correctly is a completely different story. Funny enough, I think taking running shoes is going to help me a lot here. So, this is a perception check, by the way. I would normally wait it out here, but because I want to link this event and see, yeah, I need to fail for this to turn into a linked event. So if you succeed, you get experience. If you fail, essentially what how many examples do we have here? Do we have examples of linked events that turn worse if you gamble? So we'll spend about 30 seconds to a minute talking about this because it's kind of important moving forward anyway. But, yeah, so for this specific example... so there's a linked event. So when you fail an event, you go into Dark Corridor 2. In Dark Corridor 2, so you get the same category of choice where the left option is guaranteed, but you're going to lose something, whereas the right option is another check. In this case, it's another perception check, but it could be any other check. In this case, I think I would rather it be the same stats. So in the first version, or the first event, you could just take your losses and it would be 2 doom. In this one, if you cut your losses and wait, you take 3 doom and 1 stamina, but if I keep trying here, and I don't think I coded this correctly, you instead take 5 doom, and this is supposed to be, I think, 2 to 3 stamina damage. I forgot which one. I think it was actually 2, because I didn't want you to just take 4 stamina damage on penalty. But otherwise, not really much else to say as we move on here, so yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to take 2 stamina damage. I think I did not save my Ito file. That's why it didn't update. But you get the point. That's the whole theory behind that event. And what I was trying to mention earlier is that I don't know if we have how many events. If I would say not even, I would say 0 actually. But events where they link into another event and the penalty or the damage you take gets worse if you try to gamble again, basically, and fail. I'm gonna call it a gamble because really, unless you have some kind of guarantee to succeed or fail, you can't really tell what you're going to get, because for all you know, you're like, oh, I have 11 or 12 in a stat, then you roll an 11 or 12 with a +1 or +2 modifier. But anywho, so we can guarantee this, thankfully, but we are taking a lot of damage for it. I think I want to throw this brick. Do I want to throw this brick? I'm going to throw the semi-auto first, and then I don't know how much damage this does, so I'm just going to play it safe and throw the brick instead, so we can get out. Now, normally it would be kind of okay. Also, I did not add text there. I need to add text there, but normally it would be okay to drop to 3 stamina damage, but because I'm worried for this character's health, and Aaron, of course, but mostly this character's health, we're going to avoid gambling as much as I thought. Keep in mind, I am not actually being as consistent as I would normally want to be, or choose to be, but, okay. I was about to say, did I add something? I added something to the storage and I didn't notice too much of a difference, but let's grab the flare gun, because I'm going to gamble on running into an eldritch enemy, or plant enemy, one of the, either two. So mermaids into footage? No, mermaids into footage. Mermaids into footage, yes. Not footage into mermaids, because I know the forest phase might slap me in the face here, but we're going to make the choice. And we're going to run into this sleazy dentist. So, we do 2-turn this, which is more than I can say, but yeah, I'll say, if I didn't say it, yes, I know I have running shoes, but I decided to just fight the encounter instead, because I want the experience. We get a camera for our trouble, which is actually going to be quite helpful. Not for the knowledge, although if we run into a ghost, that would be appreciated, but more for the opening flash that decreases power, or increases our accuracy by 10. Now, as for the rest of this run, well, we'll see. I mean, compared to just taking, yeah, penalty damage, you know what? Fair enough. Wait, do we take... I'm going crazy. I'm not even tired right now, so I don't know why I'm going... I thought you don't take penalty damage for rolling, but... Or don't take penalty damage for not rolling. Things that railroad you into taking stamina or reason damage. But I'm going crazy. Okay, now we want to run away. Could just toss a bunch... And we are fighting a plant enemy, but... It's a lot. Actually, let's throw the Switchblade. Yeah, well, actually, no, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because once I throw that Switchblade, we're pretty much forced into the account. I don't like to throw away items and do nothing. Pain. Oh, our boost action got slower. That's why I was like, why can't I fit this in? Well, we're going to gamble. I think I can option select. Okay, good. Yeah, we can option select, because this baseball bat, I think, does 4 damage when thrown. If it doesn't, well, guess I'm going to find out. Otherwise, I should have drank that bottle of water earlier, but I didn't do that either. I said I was going to play more consistent. Here I am not playing consistent at all. I don't want to take the Doom damage. Because then we can at least also grab the painkillers while we get rid of these burns. We do have the 6th floor now, so let's hope that we don't get hurt too much. But we at least keep the bath, which is actually going to grant us quite a bit of stamina. Stealth instead. So now we take 3 Doom. Do I want to run anymore? I guess we don't really have a choice. So I don't know why I'm taking Strength. I actually should have just taken Perception. But into Footage we go, because we're only working with 2 custom mysteries today. Let's Monument once. So, would have liked for funds, ask for funds, and we sell something, because we have a lot of things to sell. Again, as I mentioned earlier, actually I have extra ammo here, but as I mentioned earlier, we do have, Aaron does grant quite a bit of items. I don't know what word I was going to say that started with an S there, but let's sell the wine bottle, because, yeah, we essentially trading the reason recovery from that wine bottle for Doom. This encounter, on the other hand, we can't throw the baseball bat. The question is, will it matter? Could choose to run here, but I don't want my Doom to rise anymore, so... Do I want to gamble here? 90%. 90%. Okay, good. Is this box cutter going to be better? It looks like it will be. But it's not. So, off we go. It will be better for damage if I want to throw the army knife, but no, that's not a choice I want to make right now. Okay, let me finish what I was talking about earlier. So, if I can try to focus in the meanwhile, okay, yeah, visit mentioned twice. Maybe we get to decrease Doom, but yeah. So the art style of World of Horror, I do appreciate it. If nothing else, I was gonna say something completely different, but yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say. There are certain things that is very, I think, Doom. I forgot. Well, we're gonna try to live. This is gonna be a long forest, possibly, but we'll try to live. But in particular, yes, obviously the eldritch monsters that were drawn. But I think the part I wanted to actually get into, nice one roll by the way, game, is that thumbs up because that was an advantage. Is that, you know, if the developer sat looking at, I mean, I don't know if because I don't know. I'm not personally connected with the developer for this game. Yeah, we're just gonna take this in the face, by the way. Maybe they were sitting with with manga from Ito Sensei in real life and drew World of Horror stuff. I mean, if that's the case, that's pretty cool. But I don't know what else anyone would expect when the game is, again, it's, quote, love letter to Junji Ito. So, but at the same time, obviously, while inspiration can come from, you know, real life stuff, but the Maria tilting my head for a moment, but oh, pain, we have to live with that. Basically, some originality has to come out from somewhere, because I was trying to think of, no, am I correct? I'm trying to think. No, yeah, I don't have the source, so I'm not going to mention what I was going to mention. But, yeah, if the developer was sitting with manga by the side, then hey, thumbs up, right? Because it definitely, I don't think anyone could argue that World of Horror hits the feel of a Junji Ito manga. But at the same time, let me just focus for a moment, because I realize I might not have enough stamina here. So let me make sure I can survive here. But yeah, the monsters, human beings, funny enough, as funny as that might sound to some people, I could get rid of a thing, but I said I was going to grab the painkillers. I think it's a good idea that I did not. So we're just going to hold this level up quickly, because I think... we'll use this because we can get rid of a curse if I so choose, but yeah, what I was going to say is that we need to take the handcuffs out, because I don't remember if we have Toxis on here. Oop, I leveled up. That was an accident, but doesn't really matter, because the only thing I can take is likely stamina here. But Yeah, human beings, eldritch monsters, and I guess the background, I think, are the three most things that stand out looking at the style of World of Horror. And more so that third part, because boy oh boy have I been looking at basically making my own graphics based off of those for my own custom events, custom content in World of Horror. So we can handcuff thing if I handcuff Touches on here if we don't slip up. Also, if Aaron could decrease my doom, that would be great. Aaron could also increase my doom, but hey. And funny enough, if we had a certain ally, I could trade off all of these funds, but I think we're fine. So, as long as Aaron doesn't increase our doom here, I can at least win the moral victory. We took Akamanto first, then we took Autor second, I believe. And our second encounter was the girl who gave us the occult diary, which was the Stalker girl, because none of these other characters are girls. I mean, Akamanto could be a girl, but I can't see Akamanto's face, so I assume it's a guy. But without further ado, again, a lot to talk about. I didn't get to talk about, but if you agree, disagree, if you want to say something, ask any questions, suggestions, so on and so forth, you know what to do. Otherwise, let's close out this video. Now, I won't take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!